We're looking at a law enforcement training rifle in this Airsoftology review. So what I have in my hands here is the T4E Rifle by Umarex, and this is a law enforcement training rifle. Now this is also the 416 version, or the HK 416 version, that has all the licensing on the side. So I'm going to explain to you what this system is before we dive into the externals, and then again, how everything works. So the T4E lineup is aimed squarely at the law enforcement community, but before you guys click away from this video, it is civilian, legal, and purchasable because it is a 43 caliber marker, pretty much a paintball gun for that matter. So it is going to be usable and legal anywhere paintball guns are legal. Externally, you're looking at a full metal build here. Metal barrel, metal rail, upper and lower receivers, buffer tube, the works. Basically, if you're looking at a real AR, everything that's metal is metal. Everything else is polymer, with stock here and the grip, as well as the 14-round magazine are all made of nylon fiber reinforced polymer and are all in this bright blue color. The reason they're in bright blue is, well, let's face it, this is a training rifle, and if you're using this with your unit, military, law enforcement, whatever, the requirements are it has to be brightly colored in most agencies, and you don't want to have somebody pointing a real rifle accidentally at you. So they've done a good job coming out of the factory giving you the proper coloring, but you still get the correct HK stock and grip and magazine along with it. Rounding out the externals, you do get sling attachment point here in the back. You've got some here in the front around the fake gas block. You have a detachable front and rear sight, HK style. You get a full rail, HK trades all across the side, and continued rails here in the front, on the side to the bottom. So any accessories you use on your service or patrol rifle, you'll be able to move them over here so you will train as you fight. Being a law enforcement training rifle, this is a semi-automatic only system. So under the hood, you're looking at a CO2 powered rifle, smooth bore all the way out, and it takes 3 different types of 43 caliber ammunition. You actually have a chalk marking round, you have a paint marking round, and you have a rubber non-marking round. And there's a difference. The chalk and the paint, you're gonna see effective ranges. So you're gonna be able to hit your target when you aim your sights at it and you pull that trigger at around 30 feet. Very effective range. You're gonna see that's very similar to UTM or simunition. So you're gonna actually have a tool that is equivalent. You want accuracy beyond that, which is where this rifle shines. Move over to the rubber rounds. I personally saw around 80 or 90 feet of accuracy. I was able to put my sights on a man-sized target, pull the trigger, and hit it consistently. And that is far better than any UTM or sim round you're gonna find. Also, the T4E has had years of engineering work improving upon the previous gas power systems. You may or may not have used a previous gas-powered training rifle in the past, and they admittedly had their mechanical issues. Mechanical issues were internal. You had valves and O-rings and all kinds of issues in here. Well, with the T4E, they've recognized that. They move all the valves and the rings into the magazine system. So when you do have a failure, it's pretty simple. Pull the mag out, put a new mag in, and you're good to go. They've also addressed wear and tear in the rifle because you do have to have some component in here that does wear down, and that would be the bolt system. The bolt is good for 3,000 rounds. Now you actually, if you take care of this and you actually oil it as they instruct on the bolt and the top of the magazine before training each training session, so it's good for the whole day, you should be able to get even more than that 3,000 rounds out of the rifle. But on average, you're going to swap that bolt before you start to see failures at that 3,000 mark. And good news is you not only get the bolt that's included in the rifle in your package, you get a spare to get you going, so you already have that replacement part ready to go. Spare magazines are available too. Like I said, they are 14 rounds. The follower pulls down and locks to the bottom, makes for easy loading, so it's no problem there. They do take a 12-gram cartridge here on the bottom. Flathead screwdriver will allow you to put that in there. Just remember a little bit of oil here in the top, a little oil on top of that 12-gram, and then a little oil on the bolt is the only maintenance you're going to need on the day of training, unless you do have a breakage because you're using those marking rounds. If you're using those marking rounds and you have a breakage in the barrel, you're going to need to clean those out immediately. That will cause an issue with accuracy and the ability for the weapon to fire in cycle. But that's the only maintenance you're going to find on the T4E. And training costs are always a concern as well, and that's where the T4E really does shine. You're looking at around 10 cents effective cost per round. Now that is far less than a UTM or sim round. I mean, some of those can run into the dollars per round depending on your training by the time you make the investment into the barrels and the safety equipment and all of that. And that includes the cost of the replacement bolt factored in there, 12-gram power cartridges for the CO2, and the rounds on there. It averages out to 10 cents a round. In fact, sometimes even a little less than 10 cents. And the other training concern is insurance cost. And this is where airsoft field owners and paintball field owners, listen up guys, this is good news for you. Because this is a marker, this means you only have to have face protection, not full protection. So standard airsoft or paintball face protection is all that's required, and airsoft or paintball insurance is all the requirement. With UTM or SIM, you have to carry extra insurance, which can be very, very costly because you're actually using powder to drive that round down range, that marking round. With this, because it's CO2 powered and being a paintball marker, you don't have to. So now, for those paintball field owners, you can effectively turn your field into a law enforcement training facility during the daytime and still host those paintballers or airsofters in the afternoon or evening. So if you've been looking for a training rifle for your organization that does check a lot of boxes and allows you to train in multiple environments without having to worry about carrying heavy insurance or finding a place that does, definitely look at the T4E by Umarex. It's very cost effective per round and very robust, has a lot of support and a 1-year warranty from the factory. And for the cost, it's right around the mid $700 mark for the training rifle. That's the MSRP. You actually get the rifle itself, that extra bolt, the magazine in the box, and a hard shell carrying case, all included in that price. And if you guys are interested, all you have to do is go to your local Umarex or Elite Force dealer and inquire, and they'll be able to get you taken care of, no problem. As always, thanks for tuning in. If you're not currently a subscriber, click on the logo in the bottom right or in the description and you'll always be in the know. Plus, if you like what you saw in this video and want to learn more, I've got a link down there as well. And if you haven't had your airsoft fixed just yet, click on the videos on the right or use the info button at the top of the screen for more. And as the saying goes, everyone has an opinion, and I do want to hear yours. So give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down on this video, comment, and share.